And spawning in the top right hand corner of ley lines, we have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MindelVK. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss himself. It's from Atlanta, Poland. It is PAPI. Hey, PAPI. Let's go. We have our PvP. We've been covering nothing but Protoss vs Terra the entire day, the entire broadcast, but finally we have something different. We do have a mirror matchup instead, and if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is a Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Will it go the way of Mindel? Will it go the way of PAPI? Best of luck. Up to you to decide. This is going to be a harder one to call. MindelVK, he is nowadays more of a streamer, more of a content creator. He's been streaming a lot, playing a lot, playing 2v2s, playing StarCraft Evolution. Likewise, he's been running a lot of tournaments, running Fire Cup, Sunny Lake Cup, Waterfall Cup as well. There's so many different crazy tournament names, so many different tournaments. It's been great to see him really give back to the community and do a lot for the community as well. Been great to see. Meanwhile, PAPI has been very inactive. He was on Berserker Esports last year, right? He was on Berserker for quite some time, but ever since Berserker disbanded, PAPI hasn't really been competing too much. He shows up every now and then, like in local tournaments, in like House Galactic Battles or events like that, or online qualifiers, of course, for Polish tournaments, but very rarely does he compete in these more open cups. So it's great to see him here. Great to see him here. We'll see how he compares. So now we do have an initial 2-gate opener, 2 gateways out of PAPI, 2 gateways out of MindelVK. No one is proxying, no one is cheesing. PAPI does finally get that expansion. Slightly delayed compared to his opponent, but nothing crazy. Just like by a couple of seconds. So far, everyone is mirrored. Building up with more sentries. And getting into the early game. From here, we're waiting for our tech of choice. There it is. It is going to be Twilight Council out of PAPI, Twilight Council out of MindelVK as well. Getting into Blink, and there's a very high chance we're just going to slow things down, get a third base, get into Blink, get in towards a Blink, into charge on Archon composition, and then move out on 4 bases. There's a very high chance of that happening. Hoping that we have a little bit of aggression and that we do get to, you know, be a little bit assertive early on, but we'll see. We'll see, PAPI, we'll see. So here comes a hallucination. Blink is on the way. From here, both players are going to be looking for their third base timings and also for the robo timings, whether we go robo before or after the third. Whether anyone goes for a massive gateway explosion. We can see that Mindel is going to be expanding, likewise, so is PAPI. There we go. So delayed robos, there's no punish. This is where if a player was going into a hidden dark shrine, the game could just end, as both players do delay their attack. But we can see there is no Dark Shrine from either player. So we are fine. Okay. From here, there we go. There. Here come our robos. Forger +1. Into charge, into immortal production, into observers. Getting a very passive game here. We're getting into that classic kind of European PvP setup. Where for, I say European PvP, basically European mirror matchups. A lot of like, whether it's PvP, ZVZ, or TVT, a lot of the European mirror matchups, they do kind of lean towards this more like mid-game style. With lighter aggression early on. He does poke in. And again, he's not committed. Pokes in. Pulls away. Oh, we'll lose the Stalker. We'll trade. And that's going to be a better trade for Mindel. Very nice. Catching an extra Stalker at the same time it ups a shed into the natural. Nice distraction. Gets 1, gets 2, gets 3, gets 4. Oh. Oh, can we get 4? Can we get 5? Uh-oh. Shades into the main. MindelVK completely out of position. He was distracted. 6 probe kills. That ups a shed into the natural. Forcing a oh god, this is a very messy defense. Does force a recall. Can we get 9? Barely not, but 8 probe kills and a recall and lost mine time as well. Nice damage by PAPI. Very nice. So PAPI takes a lead, takes a very comfortable lead here. He's up up to 64, 3 base saturation. 64 probes. We have a massive gateway explosion on the way. And MindelVK will soon commit. Now, what do we have coming in towards the mid game here? So MindelVK, he throws down a massive gateway explosion, PAPI expands. So PAPI is going to be the defender, he is investing into his economy, and MindelVK is just going to commit. Just going to double down. He's lost so many probes. He knows he's behind. He's got 7 gateways on the way. Jesus, it's going to be 11 in total? Yeah, 11 gate setup. Remember, no gas here at the natural, no gases at the 3rd base, so just 3 gases. Is doing Mass Zealot to reinforce. Just Mass Zealot. PAPI did get an extra gas. He needs shield batteries, and even then it's going to be a tough hold. Let's go. Warping in all those charge slots. Can he break through? Shield battery isn't ready. Nice force fields. Force fields, they zone away a good half of the army. Oh, they catch the Zealots. Better fight for PAPI. Much better fight. And he blinks in the Immortal Short as well. And MindelVK, he just takes a really brutal fight here, losing half his army. Zealots reinforcing. Shield battery is now done. There's an Archon to defend. So again, nice control here by PAPI. Pulls away. Tanks a lot of shots, diving on the Prism. Prism goes down, and MindelVK, he will lose everything here. Again, shout out to the MVP Adepts to cripple the economy to force the all-in. And PAPI, he was more than prepared. Oh god, the interception. Catching out the Stalkers. It does catch him out. Do you have a couple of Zealot reinforcements? Mindel trying to hold on. Ah, jeez, that's a lot of Zealots here. A lot of charges coming in. Oh! The Prism barely gets away. It is going to be targeted, catching up the Immortal as well. So some nice pickups towards the end. Now, some of these pickups were nice, that's great and all, but remember, PAPI has a 4th. PAPI has a 4th base, he has gases as well, so his army is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's also becoming more complex. As over time, PAPI's just outscaling MindelVK in terms of the quality of the army. Working on +3. Again, he's all in, he's committing in, getting on top of the 5th. The 5th base is cancelled. Remember, that's the 5th base. Like, that, that's fine. PAPI can't afford to lose this. Just give up on the 5th. Defend at the natural. Oh. So you get this around right here and towards the right hand side. He rotates. Another 5th on the way. Mindel finally gets his own 4th. And PAPI's maxed. PAPI's maxed out. And hopefully he's not too passive here. Okay, he's at 200 supply. We gotta send it, PAPI. You gotta send it. Keep going. As we do have some probes going down in the main. 11 probe kills. The Zealot causes a distraction. PAPI, he's bought, sorry, MindelVK, he's bought enough time. PAPI's taking too long. It's taken too long. And MindelVK is caught up in supply. He's caught up, still has worse upgrades. He's still a +2 against the 3-1 upgrades of PAPI. Here comes the concave. Better engage. PAPI has to back off. Has to pull away. Meanwhile, another Zealot run by. Does get into the natural. Prism goes down. PAPI's gonna commit. At the same time, he will lose another mineral line. Probes are falling. But PAPI should win the main fight. Yeah, breaks for all the Zealots. Gets on top of the Archons. And Mindel should lose everything here. What about across the map, though? What about in the bases? Here we go, defensive warp in. So also defend back at home. And PAPI has done it. Breaks the 3rd. Pushing into the natural. It's almost nothing here. Almost nothing left. Gee, that's that's a lot of Archons. It's a little bit unnecessary, but it's fine. Warps in the wave of Archons. MindelVK is going for the base trade. This is his best chance, his best opportunity. We can afford to recall like a 1/3 of this army to defend. Doesn't have to recall everything, but recalling like 5 Archons would be enough. He does have a recall. He's not using it. PAPI, we can just recall a couple of units. Yeah. The army does move in. Recall is still available. There are some Stalkers at least to defend back at home. Not going to be ideal, but there we go. There's a defensive warp in. Este back. PAPI, it's a messy defense here, but he does defend. GG gets called, and PAPI takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, he does take a lead early on in the series, as he was able to get some critical economic damage. If you recall, it all came down to the Adeptoras. There was some Adeptoras into the natural, into the main base, dealt some critical damage. MindelVK, he fell behind, he was forced into the all-in, and there was a moment there where he maybe could have made that work. PAPI, he was getting a 4th base, he had less warp-ins, but he still did maintain a better economy and a better army overall, and he was able to take the fight. Take it, run away with it from there. We did see that maybe PAPI was a little bit too passive, and MindelVK was able to harass and did make him work for it towards the end, but when it came to the main fight, it was always going to be in favor of PAPI. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're jumping into game number 2. Let's go. Let's go. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Magnatha, we have the red Protoss player. We have the red Protoss himself. Oh, leading the series 1-0. It is PAPI. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player representing Sidestone Gaming. It is MindelVK. Here we go. So we have our PvP. We have our series here. Let's go. We have our series. Again, we did have a relatively passive mid-game last game. We did see PAPI, of course, harass and be able to just pull his opponent apart with his depths, but it wasn't anything too committed. We'll see if that trend continues here. Welcome to Magnatha. Magnatha is a very large map of the map pool. Because it's so large, it is very common to proxy. Very common to proxy somewhere, whether it's in the center, left, right-hand side, a lot of places, a lot of proxy locations. We'll see if anyone is tempted to proxy. Now we're just scouting. Probes do move out. They pass by each other. And here comes the second pylon for Mindel, the second pylon for PAPI as well. Meanwhile, don't forget to hydrate. Don't forget to hydrate your hydras. Drink water. It's been quite hot here in Australia. We're getting into summer. I think we're there, right? Hold on, Jesus. When is summer in Australia? December? Yes, December. So we're almost there. It's getting hot, man. It's getting hot. We're not going to be ready. So we are expanding, getting our naturals. We have a tech of choice once again, and no one is really cutting any corners. No one is being too aggressive here. We have a Twilight Councils in towards Blink. There's no early Stargate play. There's no proxy out on the map. Hallucinations are sent out to confirm once again. So just like last game, we have a relatively tame early game. We'll see if anyone can pull off any depth harass again. Otherwise, we'll just calm down and build up. Calming down. From here, we can then keep an eye on the third base timings. We'll see if anyone goes for a massive gateway explosion. We'll see if anyone goes for a robo as well, or if we go for the faster third. Last game, both players did cut corners. They did go for their faster expansions. Speaking of, here comes the probe. Here comes the third base for at least MindelVK. Mindel gets his third. PAPI not too far behind. Again, both players are expanding. Settle in. We have our robots on the way. We have the forge on the way. +1. Slightly faster for Mindel when it comes to the forge and the robo. So slight advantages. Before we build up. And we do have the first move out. Okay, let's go. Remember, blink is done. So you see PAPI pushing. He'll get spotted by the pylon. MindelVK should be able to react. So the pylon does go down. And he's aware. Trying to keep up. Likewise, PAPI, he actually hasn't started charge, which is a little bit concerning. Another charge on the way. He's staying on a low gas counts. Only on 3 gases. There we go, taking a 4th gas. And charge now begins. But again, there's going to be a window in time where MindelVK has the better upgrades, has +1, and charge over his opponent. We'll see if Mindel can strike. Oh! Thanks in. Here comes the Warpism. He's coming. And Mindel, he's pushing out. We do see PAPI has to back up. He has to set up back at home. We need shield batteries. Batteries, immortals. And Mindel, the timing comes, and it passes by. I mean, charge is still not yet done for PAPI, but Mindel, he's just chilling back at home. The Prism is out, but he's warping in Archons. Working towards +2. Yo, we're gonna no rush 10 minutes. Is that what's happening? Is that 4th base on the way for both players? We're just calming down. We're just building up. Getting into our more refined compositions of Blink Stalker, Charged Out, Immortal, Archon. We're getting there. And then it'll come down to the fight itself. It'll come down to the positioning. It's very easy to A move in and to lose all your zealots. You have to be so careful with your charge loss against Archons. So it comes down to the army control. And to how the armies push into each other. Let's go. Here's what we're headed towards. So Mindel moves out. Here comes the warp in. He's in position. When it comes to the army, PAPI has a massive zealot lead. Yes, be careful. Mindel, he has more Archons. Zealots, they do get into the mineral line. They move in on the right hand side. They just get 2 probes, nothing major. Still poking. As MindelVK rotates over in towards the low ground base. PAPI's out of position, also getting into the mineral line. Oh, pulls back. Pulls away. Oh, we get decent positioning here with the Stalkers. And MindelVK does finish the warp and is pushing in. Stalkers, they go for the dive. They dive in the Prism. Prism barely goes down. And MindelVK is breaking through. Yeah, takes down the Archons. Doesn't quite get on top of the Immortals though. Pulls away. Trying to get a better angle. Nicely done. It comes in for the flank. Immortals are exposed. And Mindel, he will snipe the Immortals. He gets one. Gets one. Going for the other. We need one more Zealot Warp in. They're coming. They're racing from across the map. And MindelVK, he doesn't quite break PAPI, but he does cripple the economy, right? He gets in, gets 10 probe kills. He did reset the main army as well. There's one Immortal and one Archon left. So better fight for Mindel. Again, it was just a really awkward engagement for PAPI, and it didn't help that it was fighting while, he was fighting in the mineral line, right? In the mineral line, so he lost his workers, he lost his probes. Due to where the fight was occurring. Min was moving in. He's up 20 supply. Pushing towards the third base. PAPI is supposed to move out with the Observer. But he still cannot keep up. Not supply-wise. Needs more Warpins. He needs more PAPI. And as he moves out, they get into another mineral line. You see PAPI's out of position. Cannot defend. 10 probes going down. A bit of an awkward attack here from Mindel. A little bit awkward. Zelsa do clump up. But he breaks through. Yeah, he breaks through nonetheless. Gets up with the Archons. And with that Mindel, he is breaking through the main army. Archons go down. Prism gets sniped. And the Zelsa did kill the mineral line, by the way. At the same time, GG gets called. That's going to be 35 probe kills, and we are going to the ace match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. A much more passive game this time in game number 2 from both players. We were just building up to 4 bases. We were both, for the most part, keeping up with army supply and keeping up with the upgrades as well. But it came down to that first big fight from Mindel. He was able to distract his opponent and, as you mentioned, force a fight in the mineral line as well. So as we saw PAPI trying to defend, he did lose his mineral line, he did lose his workers, he fell behind economically, and also took some really rough trades as well. He was losing some high-tech units against mainly a Zealot composition. GG. GG, well played. So a rough fight there from PAPI, and now we're getting into the ace match here. Going to be loading into one of the older maps in this tournament map pool. Going to be loading into Golden Aura. Let's go. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player representing Storm Gaming. It is MindelVK. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss, the Polish Protoss. It is PAPI. Here we go. No one says PAPI is sexiest one. Oh no. The jig is out. I mean, it is PAPI. True. No. But again, it was a relatively passive mid game until the main fights. We saw that MindelVK was able to outposition his opponents quite heavily, twice actually. Now it comes down to Golden Aura. Now, if you're curious, you may be wondering, especially if you're a newer viewer as well, hold up. What is Golden Aura? Golden Aura was a map a couple of years ago. In the ladder map pool. It's been a while, but for this tournament, for OSC events, the players vote on which maps to add. And they did vote on Golden Aura. So Golden Aura was voted in as a map to compete on, to play on, from a couple of years ago. It's a relatively large map. There's a lot of open spaces here in the center as well. We often see a lot of mid to late game on Golden Aura as a result, a lot of late game actually, but in PvP it's a little bit different, right? Because of the warping mechanic, you can be more aggressive early on. You can still be in the face of your opponent. All the grapes. See, Papi, see. Oh, and for the first time this series, we're going for the proxy. Now, based on its location, looks like Papi is going for a proxy Stargate. Just because it's close by air, it'd be very awkward to go for a robo or gateway from this position, so we're expecting Stargate. A proxy Stargate is not an all-in, but it is an aggressive build. This is designed to cripple your opponents economically, going Stargate into Oracle, straight into the mineral line to kill as many probes as possible. Now, when it comes to MindelVK, he scouts the main base, he sees, hold up, where's the pylon? He knows that the pylon is missing, he knows that something is wrong, and he is looking for that pylon. You can see this is a common proxy robo location, so he does check the center of the map, looking for the robo. Robo gets sniped. Where does Mindel go from here? He's going to the top side, actually. Does check the top side, going for the rescout. Robo's on the way. Mindel, he believes it's a one base all in. Papi does spot the adept. Oh no, he finds it. He does find the Stargate. Cancels the robo. He cancels the robo, starts up the Twilight Council instead. Good reaction here by MindelVK. Unfortunately, he had to cancel a building, but does react in time. Remember, a robo is ideal against an all in, but this wasn't an all in. So switches into Twilight Council. And MindelVK, he's getting the shield battery ready in the main base mineral line. He is ready for the Oracle. The Oracle should get no damage. Oh, even does activate the Pulsar Beam. Yeah, 0 damage from the Oracle. Pylon goes down, depowers the Stargate. Meanwhile, across the map, Papi's base is delayed. And we have a game. So far, MindelVK is in a better position. He has Blink. Right? Blink is in production. Twilight Council only just now began here for PAPI. Now, what I will say is that thankfully, PAPI hasn't lost the Oracle, right? The Oracle hasn't dealt any damage, which is true. That is lackluster, but at least he has it alive, so he can still find some damage later on in the game. So that's potential. For now. Oh. Pokes in, pulls away, gets a revelation. No economic damage yet. Not yet. Now there's going to be a window, there's going to be a timing available here from Mindel where he has Blink over his opponent and he might try to hit it. There's a small window. Small Adepts, they do throw in the shade. Stasis goes off, and Adepts, they do shade in. Gets one, gets two. 3 probe kills, not bad. Gets some damage. Blink is now done. Ooh, Stasis goes off. The Oracle does get sniped, but does delay the third base. Third base is delayed. PAPI can take his own. Mindel, he's going for non-expansion. He's going for the proxy. How many gateways? 4. Ooh, so 2 base, 4 gate setup here. Robo's also on the way. MindelVK is committing. Does have the larger army. Has force fields. Pokes in. No defensive shield battery. Oh, wait, what? There's no shield batteries. Oh no. Yeah, Stalker's getting caught out. Blink just now finishing. Brutal fight here for PAPI. Brutal engagement. And Mindel, he's going for it. He's going for the kill. Going for the throats. The boys are being pulled. A desperation here from the Blue Protoss. And again, he had no shield batteries. The pants were down. Pull him up, back. Pull him up. Ah. That shield battery's ambitious. It's a kill, not a cancel. Takes down another Stalker. And GG gets called. PAPI cannot defend. And MindelVK, he will take the series 2-1. Advancing on to the next round. GG. GG, well played. Este PAPI. He was caught out. He had no shield batteries at his natural or the third base. Not just that, but he was expanding, getting a third base. He had a lower gateway count. He had 2 gates. He had 2 gates against the proxy 4 gates set up from his opponent. So MindelVK had a massive army lead. He also had that blink, that timing with blink, of course. If you saw, the fight began and PAPI, he had no blink. He had no blink with his army, so he lost 3 or 4 stalkers early on before blink kicked in. Just a really brutal fight, a really brutal way to start the fight, and from there, MindelVK snowballed out of control. GG, well played. Mindel, he does take the series, does advance on, and Este PAPI is out of the tournament. He was able to hold his own, did have a strong showing here against MindelVK, but again, here in the final game, just lack of scouting, lack of realization how much danger he was in. GG, well played. I didn't realize that the aggression, the all-in was coming, and that MindelVK was as committed as he was. So congratulations, and with that, that is us wrapping up the day of the OSC Elite Rising Star. We covered 8 matches, 8 best of 3s. We had 4 this morning and 4 this evening, 8 in total. And with that, we have wrapped up this week of OSC, and I believe next week next week there's going to be another week, of course, another set of matches for the OSC Elite Rising Star. Sometimes we cover the event, sometimes Steadfast or Chicken Man or Dave Testa or Wardy, depending on which caster, which content creator is available at the time. They'll be covering the week of OSC Elite of the Rising Star tournament. So whoever is available, of course, we are always available, always, PAPI, always, but sometimes some of the others are also looking to cover some of these matches as well. Looking to. But with that, GG, well played. We are going to be wrapping up here for the evening. Again, a little bit of a shorter broadcast, but especially because our schedule has been so intense, I'm okay with that. I don't know if you noticed, but I've been like slurring my words a little bit. I'm a little bit fatigued. It's like I got some decent sleep. I was able to sleep like 5 hours before the cast, so it was okay. It's okay. Got some sleep, but more would be nice. And we got a lot of catching up to do as well in regards to all the VODs, all the content. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at it back yourselves. I believe next week Jumi versus Hydra should be played out. We also have Baby Marie versus Young Yakov. Again, that is a very spicy series. I do look forward to that TVZ. Looking forward to it. And next week they might even play out the upper bracket semifinals. We have Shameless and Percival also waiting for their opponents as well. They're waiting, PAPI, they're waiting. The lower bracket still has a lot of games to progress as well. Still a lot of games down there. A lot of games to come. We'll get there. Oh, this is Rising Cup 16. There we go. So a lot of games, a lot of matches. We have Demi down here, we have Folksher, we have Ledlix. Of course, we just covered Nicarak, and Nicarak did advance on further into the lower brackets. We have MindelVK, we got Moja as well. True, Moja. All advancing on in that lower bracket, and the Wikipedia page should be updated soon, TM, with those matches. Otherwise, when it comes to the rest of our schedule this week, bam, it's going to be a very busy week of StarCraft. We just wrapped up with Monday. We had 2 broadcasts, a morning and an evening cast of OSC Elite of Rising Star. Tomorrow we're going to be live with the CranKy Epic series. That is some StarCraft Evolution content, so look forward to that tomorrow. We do have the Wardy TV Monday. That's going to be on Wednesday. Let's go. That's going to be the Wednesday cast, morning and evening, back to back. We have Turtle Tussle on Thursday. We have the Pondcast Thursday evening. We have Pigstar Cup Friday, then we have MSO and STC. Plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft. We're probably going to be adding another cast as well. I do have the replays for Pigstar Cup number 55, so we're going to be covering that at some point as well. And also a bit of a PSA, if you did not watch the Pondcast, what are you doing? Tune into the Pondcast, PAPI. The TLMC map results are in, and we have the top 3. We have the top 3 maps for Team Liquid map contest. It was Mothership, 10,000 feet, and Celestial Enclaves. That was what I expected, at least, to be the top 3. Mothership, of course, has the star factor of being a 3-player spill map. 10,000 feet, in my opinion, was the best rush map, and Celestial Enclave, in my opinion, was the best macro map. So we have the 3 maps chosen to be added, or the top 3 maps for the contest, and we will soon have confirmation as to the new map pool. We will soon have confirmation, and within the next week. Within the next week, we should have confirmation, and then we'll have the new map pool live on the ladder. Oh boy. Let's go, PAPI, let's go. So we're almost there. From my understanding, that's also going to be revitalizing the 2v2 map pool as well. So there's going to be new maps added to not just 2v2, but all of the map pools in general for 2v2, 3v3, and 4v4. So we're going to get some fresh maps on every single format, and that leads into a new season of tournaments. So look forward to it. Again, maps, they do impact the meta. They do impact a lot of matchups quite heavily, actually, in regards to playstyles that are viable, other playstyles that are not, and how the meta does shape, especially coming into 2026. Now, also a bit of a PSA, I believe there should be another TLMC soon, and we should be getting another map pool after this one. Again, we're getting a new map pool here in November, and there should be another map pool early 2026 before the next EWC. So we do know that, at least we know that. Wax did confirm. I think the next map pool will be in around March. I think the next Team Liquid map contest around March of next year. Yeah, around that time. So 2 map pools a year. That's pretty good. I'm all for that. I'm all for that. Let's go. So exciting times. Of course, there was a big announcement regarding BlizzCon next year, right? BlizzCon next year is going to be featuring some StarCraft tournaments as well, some StarCraft show matches, a bit of like a team league, draft format for those show matches. So do look forward to that. And of course, we'd still have some more StarCraft on the horizon. RSL is this week. True. The Rival StarCraft League is also this week, Season 3. This week we have the group stage. I believe next week we have the playoff bracket, which we will be casting. We will not be casting the group stage, but we'll be all over the playoff bracket of the RSL. And we also have the Platinum StarCraft League finals over the course of December. And we still have the Chinese Invitational event around the corner as well. That's going to be the Chinese celebration event for the return of the Chinese server. And we have the RSL offline finals also in December. It's just a lot of StarCraft. There's a lot of StarCraft going on, a lot of StarCraft on the horizon. Look forward to it. Look forward to it. Yeah, all the StarCraft. 5 whole hours, one animal. True, one animal. Enki in sub 12 hours. Yes. The Enki Epic Series, that'll be at 10 a.m. AST. That'll be in just under 12 hours. Just under 12 hours time. Yes, for now, we're going to be heading off. Going to be spending some time with my bunnies. Yeah. Let them out. They're animals. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. For the Enki Epic Series. I mean, the schedule shows Enki Epic Series, but I believe we should be covering 2 show matches. It'll be the Enki Epic Series, and it'll also be Little League Cup. A best of 7 between Rainer and Hero. So back-to-back show matches tomorrow morning. Let's go. Otherwise, if you want to support us, you can follow us on the socials. We do have our command in the chat. !socials. You can follow us, of course, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. We upload on YouTube on a daily basis, so plenty of content over on YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, I'm going to be working on those VODs right after the stream. Going to be working on those thumbnails and scheduling those VODs as quickly as I can. So look forward to the content there. Otherwise, thanks for watching. You can also support us via Patreon, !Patreon in the chat. Our Patreon is designed to fund our weekly tournaments. So Sparkling Tuna Cup is funded via Patreon. You can help us there. You can help us grow it. You can help us grow it to the point where we can have monthly finals on a regular basis. That would be ideal. That'll be the ideal scenario, the ideal situation. You can help support us there if you wish. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time. Until then, ciao, papi, ciao. See you next time. Hasta luego.